In this lesson, we'll be writing equations in point slope form. At the end of the lesson, you'll be able to write the equation and change it from point slope to slope-intercept form. So what do you think the difference is between slope-intercept form and point slope? Well, slope-intercept needs the slope and the y-intercept. Point slope needs a point and the slope. So to write an equation in point slope form, we use the formula y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. The y1 and the x1 is a point on the line. So you can use any point on the line. You substitute values for that m, x, and y, and the equation will look different depending on which point you choose. So to change from point slope to slope-intercept, again, we're putting in those values for the y, m, and x. We distribute the slope and then solve for y. For example, so if we're given the equation in point slope form, we need to identify the slope, list the point, and then change it to slope-intercept form. So our slope is this number right here. Okay, so we know that in our equation that's the m. Any point on the line, so we're looking at just this number here. So this is our y point, our y, and this is our x. So our point is 1, 5. And to change this to slope-intercept form, y minus 5 equals 3 times x minus 1. We're going to distribute that 3. So y minus 5 equals 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Next thing I'll do is add 5 to both sides. And that gets me y equals 3x plus 2. In this next example, it says write it in point slope form for given the point and the slope, and then change it to slope-intercept. So I'm going to start with my equation, y minus y1, which is 3, equals negative 2/3 times x minus, and this point, negative x. So y minus 3 equals negative 2/3 times x plus 6. So there it is in point slope form. And then to change it to slope-intercept form, y minus 3 equals the 2/3 times x, so that's negative 2/3 x, and then negative 2/3 times 6 is negative 4. I add 3 to both sides, and I get y is equal to negative 2/3 x minus 1. This time we're given a graph, and I want to put it in point slope and then change it to slope-intercept. So my slope, if I just choose 2 points, I'm going to go up 2, right 3. So my slope is positive 2/3. I'm going to choose a point, so I might as well choose 3, 3 because it's positive and it's right there. So my equation is y minus 3 equals 2/3 x minus 3. I substitute my m, my x, and my y. Now to change this to slope-intercept, y minus 3 is equal to, distribute that, 2/3 x minus 2. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And slope-intercept form is y equals 2/3 x plus 1. Let's try it if we're given 2 points. So the first thing I have to do is find the slope. So if I'm finding the slope, remember that m is equal to y minus y over x minus x. So I'll substitute 5 minus 2 over 1 minus negative 5, and that gets me 3 over 6, which I simplified to 1/2. So my slope is 1/2. To write it in point slope, I have to choose a point. I'm going to choose 1, 5 because they're both positive. So y minus 5 equals 1/2 x minus 1. So there it is in point slope form. To change this to slope-intercept, I distribute the slope, so that's equal to 1/2 x minus 1/2. Add 5 to both sides, and I get y is equal to 1/2 x plus 4.5. Now I have to do it from a table. So point slope, first thing I need to do is find my slope. This is going up by 2. This is going up by 20. So my slope is 2 over 20, which simplifies to 1/10. I have to choose a point. I'm going to choose that one, just because it's the smallest. So writing it in point slope, y minus 2 equals 1/10 x minus 20. There it is in point slope form. Now to change it to slope-intercept, y minus 2 equals, distribute, 1/10 x minus 2. I add 2 to both sides, and my equation is y equals 1/10 x. All right, in this one, I'm going to just try to match the equation with the correct format. So if I'm looking at this, 5x minus 3y equals 4, that is standard form. Y equals 2x minus 11, that's slope-intercept form. Y equals 3x, that's standard form. Direct variation, sorry. X plus y equals 5, that's standard. Here's one that is point slope, y minus 5 equals 1/2 times x minus 4. Here's another direct variation, y equals 1/2 x. This is our second point slope one, y plus 2 equals 3 times x minus x plus 1. And here's another slope-intercept, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 1. So what is the slope of a horizontal line? That would be 0. And what is the slope of a vertical line? That's undefined.